Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. All right. The Boxing Writers of America Association has named Katie Taylor the 2019 Women's Fighter of the Year, and you know I have a big issue with that. Now, one of the reasons they named her Fighter of the Year is probably because she was probably the most prominent active female fighter out there. But you know, once again, she just getting chose because she got the complexion for the selection. Okay, I understand Cecilia Braekhus fought one time this year. Clarissa Shields fought one time this year. Unfortunately, what happened with Ivana Havoc, they pushed the fight to January. But I mean, Katie Taylor lost to that person girl, and they robbed her. Now, had Katie Taylor came back and gave her a rematch, then we looking at something different. She came back and beat her convincingly, then I wouldn't get mad. I'd be like, okay, she avenged her loss. She was the most active women's champion out there, woman champion out there. I get it. All right, she came back, she avenged her loss, but they didn't come back and avenge the loss. They trying to make it seem like it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And it did happen. She really lost, and a lot of people feel that way. Oh, girl, put the hands on her, and that's one of the most terrible things about boxing is that it's corrupt, and a lot of other sports is corrupt as well too. It's corrupt, and if you don't got punching power, man, they will rob you, no matter how obvious the butt whooping you laid out on them. But she didn't deserve that award, and it's funny, man. This is the Boxing Writers of America. You know what I'm saying? You would think they'll show some type of favoritism to the American fighter, but they allegiance in the Boxing Writers of America is to the fighter that got the complexion closer to most of their complexion. Just like, or basically, their favoritism is to anybody but the brothers. You know, Cecilia Braekhus, was she from Brazil or something like that? I don't know. I don't know where she's from, but Clarissa, she from right here in the United States, from Flint, Michigan. But they go across the pond and give it to Katie Taylor like she didn't went out there and put on a spectacular performance. None of her victories amounted to Clarissa Shields' victory versus Christina Hammer. People were saying that was a 50-50 fight. People were saying Clarissa Shields had an opportunity to lose that fight. You know what I'm saying? But that's the Boxing Writers of America for you, bruh. This is why people got on YouTube and started talking about boxing. Exactly. This is why people get on here and they get their opinion, because dudes in the Boxing Writers of America, whatever they call themselves, they trash. They trash. Most of them ain't never threw a punch in their life. You know, they say, oh, I went to school for journalism and community, but you suck. Look here, man, the new wave ain't people writing articles no more. Nobody, these kids today don't read. And most of the adults don't have time to read, so people rather hear the vlogs. So you writing articles and not getting no traffic. No matter if you with Yahoo or you with The Ring or whatever you with. But come on, the continued favoritism to go against the black fighter, I mean, come on. Should be called the anti-black Boxing Writers of America, because that's what they are. Just like when Crawford won Undisputed and they gave Fighter of the Year to Lomachenko. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Lomachenko ain't never had a Fighter of the Year type of year. Never did. Everybody he fought had something wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? Now they gifting the woman Fighter of the Year, Boxer of the Year, after a robbery that she didn't even avenge when she had an opportunity to avenge it. How does that work out? I mean, even old girl that knocked out Heather Hardy or beat Heather Hardy, at least I can say, hey man, that was a Fight of the Year candidate type fight. You know, and Heather Hardy had that shit in her ass. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can see her getting it before Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor ain't all that, man. She ain't going out here, you know, knocking girls out, or this year was just putting on a boxing clinic. She was getting beat up by what's her name, Delphina Pursoon, whatever her name is. She was getting them hands put on her, and they gonna talk about, oh, she's the boxing, she's the Fighter of the Year. Ow, you lost. You robbed the bank. But they got a history of it. Even with Manny Pacquiao being a Fighter of the Decade. Are you serious? This dude struggled with Marquez a little bit more than a little bit, and he lost to Eric Morales. And it was a ton of rumors around him. And you gonna tell me a guy like Floyd Mayweather, who at the time held the pay-per-view record for sales, you know what I'm saying? And you gonna tell me Pacquiao, who was the catchweight champion of the world, who wasn't beating these dudes organically? Floyd was beating dudes that was 20, 30 pounds heavier than him, or 20 pounds heavier than him routinely. And I ain't one to advocate for Floyd these days, but that's the God honest truth. You know, Pacquiao would have never been pound for pound #1 had Floyd not retired. You know, so yeah, save it to me, bro. Niggas told Pacquiao could be the fighter. He got a better case for being the fighter of this decade. But yet again, in this decade, I believe he got stopped. He got outboxed. You know what I'm saying? And he lost to Tim Bradley. However you want to say it, since we giving credit for people for getting robberies. This is just getting out of control in boxing, man. It really is. It's getting out of control. And the Boxing Writers of America, man, they got to be stopped. They got to be stopped. Ain't no way now we going overseas to give people gifts, fighter of the year. She ain't no fighter of the year. She ain't no fighter of the year, bro. You give it to anybody else. Old girl that beat up Heather Hardy, you can give it to Clarissa, give it to Cecilia before you give it to her. I don't care if you fought 3 times this year, especially when you robbed somebody, you didn't come back to avenge your loss when you had an opportunity to. Look at her face. Look like Willie Lump Lump, like Martin when he got done fighting Tommy Hearns on the Martin show. You know, at the end of the day, somebody need to form a real, you know, a media outlet for the fighters. You know, a real the black media members association or something like that, man. Not none of these anti-Black Panther Party crew dudes. You know, not none of the Dirty Street Gang. All right, not them. They don't qualify. They ain't no different from the Boxing Writers of America. We need real dudes that know real boxing to hand out these awards. You know what I'm saying? Watch, they gonna try to give Fighter of the Year to the other 2. Oh, Tyson Fury should be Fighter of the Year because he beat Aldo Ali and Tom Schwartz, and he debuted on WWE. Watch, oh, Lomachenko Fighter of the Year. What you do? Oh man, I'm telling you, man. Watch that man's Fighter of the Year. I already know who my Fighter of the Year is. This week can't change it. Next week can't change it. And damn sure not Danny Jacobs and Chavez. That trash fight. Eddie Hearn is a disgrace. But it's funny how the Boxing Writers of America, to close out, they go outside the country and get somebody. It's the Boxing Writers of America, bro. Let the Boxing Writer of Britain make her Fighter of the Year. Now, if she truly, legitimately was the Fighter of the Year for the women, I wouldn't even make this video. I congratulate her. Good. No, she not. You know, people look back on the history books, man, they're going to really think some of these fighters like Lomachenko and Katie Taylor and this, that, and this and that was the Fighter of the Year. No. But that just lets you know where their agenda at, man. They try so hard to make the other, you know, pay-per-view stars and try to make the others, you know, synonymous with boxing. You know what I'm saying? They try very, very hard. But, no. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Because we know the real, man. We know the real. Watch their Fighter of the Year too. Watch their Fighter. I'll be surprised they got that correct or close to correct. You know, but it is what it is, man. Carissa got to know her place in boxing. You know, you gonna have that same uphill battle that Deontay had and Larry Holmes had, and that's just what it is. You're going to have that same uphill battle. They're not going to give you credit. They're going to wait till you in a rocking chair. They're going to wait till you got a walker. They're going to wait till you on crutches. They're going to wait till you barely get out your seat after you gave your whole body to the sport and try to praise you like a legend, like they did Ali. Most of the people saying Ali is the greatest. Old white people, man, them dudes was the same ones throwing tomatoes and bananas at him when Joe Frazier beat him and he broke his jaw. Whatever he did to him. Remember, them the same people when you retire and gonna act like you smiling in your face and act like you was the greatest fighter of all time, or oh yeah, I always told them you was the women go, but they're the same ones writing these articles about Al Heyman and they around here, you know, when you turn your black back, Carissa Shields calling you all types of racial slurs and stuff of that nature. You gotta know your audience. You know, and when you guys, real talking, this to the black fighters, man. When you guys go and interview with those with the other and these very same boxing writers of America, you get them dudes exclusive interviews, man. And then, you know, you turn around and they do shit like this, or they turn around and they don't give you the awards that you properly deserve, and then they name the Boxing Writers Association Fighter of the Decade or something like that. Remember that. Remember that. Y'all always feel obligated to have to interview with them. If they write something, if we say something bad about you, you know, on YouTube, you know, y'all want to get mad at us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to get mad at us and not interview with us, or you want to ban people credentials, or you want to ask us who we with and where we from and all that. But when it comes to them, no matter if they call y'all the N-word, they call y'all whatever they choose to call y'all, man. You know, y'all run over there and y'all still get on people them interviews no matter what. You're not obligated to speak to them. You know what I'm saying? We give you more push for your fight than they do. And like I said, I'm not one to do the interviews, but I'm just saying. Y'all that's basically like keep feeding the homeless dog that come to your house every day. But you don't want them there. But you keep feeding them and feeding them. You know, as long as y'all keep giving them these one-on-ones, y'all keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them these interviews and all of this to get your name out here, everybody got to have some type of a code to live by. And a lot of these fighters don't have no code, bro. You know, somebody crossed me, you lost me. At some point, you know, they cross you, you know, like Stevie Kim and Clarissa. She should never speak to ESPN until they do something about Stevie Kim and him harassing her. That's on everything. But then again, you gonna keep going back to them, you know, going back to them. But hey, it is what it is, man. Congratulations to Katie Taylor with her phony title. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Want to make a donation on the subscription? Best way to donate to the channel is share the video one time for the one time. We gone.